Greetings, friends, and welcome to DJ in Real Life. This is your boy DJ, and this is my real life on the internet, or what anyone can call a real life on the internet. After about a week and a half of issues related to my phone, culminating with the purchase of a new one and getting that sucker set up, I'm back now to share another somewhat detailed story of my past, but this is the more recent past, about 4 years ago, and it isn't just my past. It's a big part of the recent past of those of us who lived in Northeast Ohio at the time. And it was a happy time for the area. The Cleveland Cavaliers had just won the NBA title and broke a 52-year-old drought of Major League Sports championships in the area. I just had to go to the victory celebration in Cleveland that took place 3 days later, because I never dreamed I would ever have the opportunity to go to anything like this. And boy, am I glad I did. I wrote about the experience in one of the last editions of my old blog, but it was such a great memory for yours truly that I decided to revisit the experience and what I wrote about it in the blog here on DJ in Real Life today. A lot of what I'm going to say here is taken verbatim from that blog entry, with a few differences here and there for the show's sake. Let me start with the beginning of the day, Wednesday, June 21st, 2016. I really wanted to go to this celebration, but I wasn't sure I'd be able to make it to Cleveland by car, much less into the city itself, with what the expected crowds and the traffic conditions were going to be like. Fortunately, I found a way to get there, by heading to the downtown Akron Transit Center and catching a metro bus that went up that way. But I had to get there real early in the morning to catch that bus. Akron Metro ran that bus up there only on weekdays, and fortunately, this took place on a weekday. I got up to Cleveland around 7 in the morning, and as I was expecting, the downtown area was already getting really packed. It reminded me of Ohio State game day afternoon crowds down in Columbus whenever there was a home game. Mind you, it was still only 7 o'clock in the morning, but it was already that crowded, and as the morning rolled on, it would only get more packed from there. I walked around downtown Cleveland for a while, visiting the rally stage area, and also walking the actual parade route on 9th Street all the way to Quicken Loans Arena and the Jack Casino, which had just changed owners and used to be the Horseshoe Casino. I was fortunate to get brunch at a Subway near the arena and actually get into the place to sit down and eat before a huge line formed at the door. I talked with a lot of different people throughout the day, including a couple of photographers taking pictures of the event and a newlywed couple from Atlanta who decided to change their honeymoon plans at the last minute and come to their native Cleveland just to take in the parade. There were people from all over the world who came into Cleveland that day for an event that folks, including yours truly, never thought would ever happen. There was a reported 1.3 million people. Again, that's 1.3 million people in the downtown area alone, and from what I witnessed, that seemed like a lowball estimate. I had never been to any event where there was 1 million people there, and it may never happen again in my lifetime. But just to say that I was there with that many people in one place at that one time is something I'm going to be bragging about for the rest of my life. It was pretty apparent that there was well over 1 million people downtown, as it took me over an hour and a half to walk the parade route again, whereas it only took me a little over 20 minutes to do so earlier. I did find a decent indoor spot to watch the parade from, as the sun was out and it was hot as hell outside. I couldn't get a good look at the players themselves in the parade, though, because people would put their kids, or their friends in the case of some college-age folks, on their shoulders, and they would block a good portion of my view of the parade. Despite that, I was still able to get decent pics of Browns great Jim Brown and the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Tyronn Lue. I did take some other pics of the event throughout the day, and even did a short video report from my old LG G2 cell phone. After the parade, though, I decided to go ahead and take off from the area before the official rally actually started. I wasn't sure I'd be able to get on the bus to Akron before the service would end that day. I was also a bit anxious about the traffic going all to hell in Cleveland before I could get out of there, which it did anyway, but it wasn't as bad as it would have been had I left later on, when it became a nightmare going well past midnight. I got back to Akron mid to late afternoon, went home, and surfed the internet reading up on the day's events for the rest of that evening. This celebration was the second ever, quote, blow-away, unquote, overwhelming type of experience for yours truly that's ever happened to me. The first was my Red Cross deployment during Hurricane Katrina in late 2005, which is something I'll talk about on a future show. I don't know if such a phenomenon will ever happen again in my lifetime, but you never know. Now, before I end this somewhat short show today, I want to note the passing of my great-uncle, Dick Wagner. He and my great-aunt Eve used to have family get-togethers at their old home on the west side of Akron. They later moved to Talmadge to a retirement community where the old Baker's Acres golf course used to be. They lived there until my Aunt Eve passed away. He was the oldest person on my mom's side of the family, and unfortunately, that title now falls to my mother. Rest in peace and peaceful journey, Uncle Dick. On that note, I bid you all adieu. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to DJ in Real Life on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Instagram, and the YouTube channel. You can also connect through social media to the show's Twitter and Facebook pages. DJ in Real Life is produced by Hillbilly Vampire Productions. Copyright 2020, all rights reserved. Until next time, folks, this is your boy DJ saying take care, God bless, and if you're going to be one in a million, be one that matters. Goodbye, everybody.